Welcome back to Chamber Chat. In the studio today, I have my lovely co-host, Gina Ballard-Kuznar, who is here representing Aflac and Britton Insurance. In the first segment, we talked a little bit about Britton Insurance, but we spent a little bit more talking about Aflac and what services they offer. So let's go ahead and start back there. Gina, tell me a little bit about some of the plans that Aflac has to offer.
Well, Aflac has 10 different plans, and I just brought a little visual here to show you. There's an accident plan, we have a hospital plan, we have short-term disability, there's dental insurance, there's cancer insurance, there's life insurance. Aflac has a variety of different plans, and we customize it for whatever that company wants to offer. One of the main things I like to mention is there's a lot of imitators out there, people who say, well, we have plans like Aflac. And we do know that's flattery, that people want to be like us, but they're not Aflac. Mm-hmm. So you have to really know the company, the payouts. We're very financially strong. We've been doing this the longest, and we pay the most in claims. Mm-hmm. So Aflac is the #1 insurer in this industry.
Well, why don't you tell our viewers how somebody would go about signing up for Aflac?
About 95% of my companies that offer Aflac are doing it through the payroll deduction. Mm-hmm. So an employee that works at a company, most of the major employers in the county actually are offering Aflac currently. We have a lot of small companies also. So if it's not being offered, just give me a call and I can help set it up. But it's a payroll deduction. It comes out of the employee's paychecks, and then the employer sends it in for them. Mm-hmm. If someone doesn't work somewhere that has Aflac, we do have some of the plans that we can offer individually, but the groups do get a group discounted rate.
Great. Well, as we mentioned in the first segment, Gina has also opened Britton Insurance. It's located in Inverness. And I want to get into the inspirational story behind how Britton Insurance came to be. So let's go ahead and jump into that, because this is a story that has touched my life too.
Well, my Aflac office is located inside of Britton Insurance. Mm-hmm. And Britton Insurance was a promise to my son, Britton Ballard, who was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer in 2009. And he's my only child. And so I decided that I would promise him I would open up an office called Britton Insurance one day. And at that time, I didn't know how or when I was going to be able to do that. When my son did lose his battle in October of 2010, we went through this period of time where I just didn't know what my purpose was. And I decided, you know, hey, I made this promise and I'm going to open this office. So I was able to do so in our current location in Colonial Plaza, and it just has given me a purpose to keep going and to do things to help other people in my son's memory.
Yes, so it was a promise that you made to your son.
Yes, he was very happy about that too.
I bet he was, especially having an insurance company named after Britton. And knowing Britton, he's very proud of that. So on your company logo, there's a cardinal. Why don't you tell our viewers the significance of that cardinal?
Well, if you come into my office, you're going to see lots of cardinals. And the story is this: before my son was ever sick, we had a promise to each other that if something ever happened to one of us, we would send a cardinal as our sign from heaven that we were okay in sending our love. And we gave each other cardinal gifts, and then when the time came, we knew my son would be leaving me first. He promised to send me a cardinal, and he did. In fact, there's some pictures of them in my office, of the cardinals that showed up in my yard after my son had passed, and that was very special to me. So it was very appropriate that the cardinal would be part of the Britton Insurance logo. It's just a source of inspiration to me, and I like the cardinal because he looks a little bit like an angel wings, and he's strong, and he has his wings spread out as a protector, and that's what insurance is.
Absolutely. And I just want to say too, when Gina shared this story with all of her friends and family at Britton Service about the significance of the cardinal, it became this way for people to let her know that Britton's not forgotten, and we have reminders of him daily. So that following Christmas and other times I would get emails from people or see emails where they would say, we put a cardinal on our tree today in memory of your son.
I know.
And it's just been the most beautiful thing that's touched our lives. On a personal note, we have children that are the same age, and our kids grew up together. So not only did we suffer a loss, but my daughter did too. She lost her best friend. So she wears a cardinal charm around her neck in memory of Britton. And I know we're getting to that point where we're getting emotional. But it's just so important to both of us that, you know, we remember him all the time. And I think the Cardinal was just such a special way to do it. So moving along from that, I just want to know if the new healthcare reform is affecting insurance and how it affects your business as well.
Well, with the Aflac side, it's not going to affect us at all because Aflac is not health insurance. So we will continue doing what we already do, which is to provide a financial protection for people. However, on the health insurance side that Britton Insurance is focusing on, we do know that it's going to be a mandatory requirement at this point for people to have health insurance. So we're preparing by offering as many plans as we can to give people those options, different rates, and we continue to learn what these changes are going to mean for us.
Well, I'm so glad that you came on to co-host Chamber Chat with me today. I want to make sure that everybody knows that they can come see Gina Ballard Kuznar at Britton Insurance. If you have any insurance questions or any Aflac questions too, we have a great show for you today. We have Susan Gill that's going to come in next, our supervisor elections, and she's going to answer all of those election questions that you may have. And Trevor, who is the chef at Ike's in Inglis, is going to come and teach us a very special cooking technique on our Chamber Cook segment. So you want to stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Stay with us.